Wahatina no mutronku Gagigi halom hadin Zaugu flamen ui na tronku Flores rosas and hasbin.
What was it like when the Japanese first invaded Guam?
Oh, we were at the ranch. This is December 10, December 19 So we left Paganya on December 8 and we stayed at the ranch.
Was it a scary feeling when the Japanese first bombarded Guam?
I am very scared because we don't know what's happening. You know, we know that it's a war, but we don't not see because we are here in the ranch and the Japanese are down in again.
During the Japanese occupation, how was the society like?
Bad because and it's for me, since that time during the Japanese occupation in Guam, we did not stay in Nagana. We stay here all the way until we're going to the concentration camp. So I don't feel any bad because I'm still single at that time, and we have everything at the ranch to eat. Everything we have because we plan, we work hard. So it's not very bad for me. I did not see any murder or whatever. We work all night, we leave, when the bombardment of the American, I think it's about a week or close to 2 weeks. But it's the last day, 3 days before we go to Manenggon. We came from Jigu because my brother took us to Jigu, And then maybe my dad would come down because my brother's in the view. So on that night, I think the same night, they called us to get out from the house, from the ranch, everybody. So we get out and we move back. We go follow the man. They direct us, where are we going. So they put us at Lalu, over here in Lalu, Manila. So that was 8 o'clock at night. The minute we got in, tried to rest around, the interpreter called us again. Everybody come out. So everybody, when we got out at the road, full of people, full of the. That's the time when we go to concentration camp.
What did you guys do at the concentration camp?
Cannot do anything because there's nothing.
There's nothing.
No, buni. Alumtano, we call it alumtano, buni because no shelter, no nothing to sit on, no to lie on. And we stayed there for 3 days. So the first morning that we came, my father cut all those branches, and they spread it down. And we sit down because we are very tired. And this is 5 o'clock in the morning. So we are very tired. We're just sitting down there, waiting for whatever is going to happen. We don't know. So this is the first day. At night, we just sleep at the same place where we are because you cannot move all ground, buni, nothing.
Si tweet, ilan ngay tayo si Polydrenius Munonana.
What were you doing when the Japanese first invaded Guam?
Oh, I was working for, they call it the Navy bombing works in Naganya. I was working for and my boss there is Mr. Paulino. Mr. Paulino was the boss in there. I work as not a mechanic, apprentice mechanic.
Do you remember if Guam had more than one concentration camp?
Yeah, The one concentration camp is in Mauricio. And those are the people that took the canoe and went to the American destroyer and tell the Navy that the Japanese is killing the Guamanians.
Have you ever been on a concentration camp?
Yeah, I am. I work for Mr. Pedro Cebollas Rosario. He's the cook for the Japanese, and he had me help him.
Which concentration camp?
Manenggon.
Oh, manenggon. How did you feel about the march?
I feel okay. I'm young like this.
So it was okay for you?
Oh, actually, I like to walk.
What were your thoughts and feelings at that time?
Huh?
What were your thoughts and feelings at the time of the camp?
I feel like killing all the Japanese that I could. I hate the Japanese at the time, but eventually I married a Japanese. So, you know.
What did you do to survive?
No, I worked for the Pedro Rosario, and he's the cook for the Japanese. So he asked me if I could help him, so I did help him. That he gave us the food. Rosario gave us the food, not for all the people in Manenggon, but for us that working in Manenggon, he gave us the food. So I gave my mother don't care, because we have food already.
So you went to the camp, but you were a helper for the Japanese?
Yeah.
And not, you weren't with the other people in the camp?
No, yeah, we have Chamorro people in the camp working, for Mr. Rosario. He was the cook for the naval hospital before. That's why when he came to Manenggon, the Japanese put him as a cook. He was cooking for the Japanese.
Thousands of Chamorros say their stay at the Manenggon concentration camp was the worst experience of their lives. Nevertheless, their stay at these camps symbolizes the survival of the Chamorro race. Today, hundreds of survivors remember this historical event that changed their lives forever.
When I look into your eyes, it's like watching the night sky